All right, welcome to Stalker. We're at Mix09, and you are?
I'm Vikram Dendi. So I'm a senior product manager in Microsoft Research, believe it or not. The team that I am on is called Microsoft Translator. It's the machine translation team in Microsoft Research. And we are the ones behind a lot of the websites that you might see from Microsoft that are translation related, like microsofttranslator.com, translator.live.com. We also have the Messenger translation bot, as well as the Office translation interface, and most recently, the IE8 translation accelerator.
Who can use Translator?
It's actually primarily targeted at consumers, and what we have announced at Mix this week is also targeted at developers and webmasters. So the idea is you can use our technology to expand the audience for your website, make your website available in multiple languages, allow your users to instantly get translations of your website. And the key difference in what we are announcing is that with basically no programming, you can actually have your website be delivered in multiple languages in place. A lot of the other approaches in the past, you needed to send your users away to some other site.
Sure.
They would have to go to microsofttranslator.com, and
Sure.
It's a proxy-based approach, whereas in this new widget offering, you can actually keep your customers on your site. So what the widget is, if you're a webmaster or anyone who actually has a web page that would like that page to be, or their site to be delivered in multiple languages, they need an invite code, which we are giving away at Mix to all attendees, and then people can register for them online. You take that invite code, you go to an adoption portal, put in that invite code, and then you can basically generate a widget snippet for your site. So you get to change the look and feel of the widget to fit your site, and then you generate it, and it's a couple of lines of JavaScript. You copy them, and then you can paste them into your web page, and the widget appears next time you hit that web page. The nice thing is the widget is localized. So if somebody comes to your site whose browser is set to a different language, even though they might not see your site in their language, they will actually see the widget in their language.
Oh, cool.
So it'll say translate this page in whatever language, and so they understand that they can use that to get the page translated. And instantaneously, when somebody clicks on it, it instantly renders the page in a different language. The widget actually essentially goes and touches the rest of the page.
That's great.
And it chunks up the text on the page and sends it to the Ajax API, gets the translations, progressively renders it in place.
Wow.
So that's another really nice thing, which is for a lot of sites, if you have tried some of the other translation sites, you can have, you take the URL, plug it in, and the site disappears while the translation is happening. And then it appears translated. Whereas we have a progressive rendering technique that allows you to keep watching the site, but as it starts getting translated, you can actually see it being translated.
Wow.
And then once it's translated, you can also go and hover over each of the sentences, and it will show you a tooltip of what the original language sentence was.
Wow.
So even if the machine translation doesn't do a great job, it will still give you both the languages so that you can understand.
So how long has a translator been in progress? How long ago?
So it's about 13 years of research in Microsoft Research. I mean, it's one of the foremost machine translation research groups in the world. In fact, there are only two massive statistical machine translation systems that are available for general consumption in the world, and ours is one of them. And it's been about 4 years since when we have started looking more closely at what we call general domain translations. Until that time, the system was tuned for technical translations. So the side benefit of that is that we do really well with technical stuff. So if you have a blog that has technical content on it, you're trying to put this widget on, say, your help pages, we tend to do really well. And we have been improving the general domain quality as well over the last 4 years. And so one after the other, we have been releasing products that you might have already used. There are a lot of really exciting things in offering. With the widget itself, there are a number of features that we wanted to kind of hold off for the next release. There are features like if somebody comes to your site whose browser is set to a different language, as a webmaster, you can actually set a preference that says, if their browser is set to a different language, automatically kick off the translation.
Very cool, very cool.
We also have a share button that what that does is when somebody is looking at your site in a different language, or they want to share the site with somebody who speaks that language, they can hit the share button, and we generate a link that when you send that link to your friend and they click on that link, they go to that site and automatically the site will get translated into the language that they speak.
Very cool.
So those are some of the simple things that we are doing with the widget. We have some very unique layouts. We have what is called the bilingual viewer on our MicrosoftTranslator.com site, which shows you a side-by-side view of your page in the source language and in the target language. And we want to bring that view into the widget so that anybody who comes to your site will be able to use all these different views, whichever one they are most comfortable with.
Wow.
So these are all widget and Ajax API related. We of course also have announced the SOAP API and the HTTP API.
Wow.
So you have a plethora of options as to how you want to use this technology. And there are a lot of other pieces that I can't talk about yet.
Yeah, sure. How do we find you?
Yeah, so MicrosoftTranslator.com is our main page.
Okay.
You will notice a lot of our services branded as different product names across the company.
Okay.
So like in Office, in that research translation pane, you'll see a powered by Microsoft Translator service.
Okay.
Likewise, in live search, when you do a search and something comes up that's in a different language, you'll see a translate this page link right next to it. When you click through it, you'll see live search translator, which is which is powered by Microsoft Translator as well. So all these are entry points. You can find us through those entry points.
Okay.
And then we have a blog on MSDN called blogs.msdn.com/translation, where we talk about upcoming offerings, announcements, as well as the technology behind Microsoft Translator.
Okay, Vikram, thanks so much for being on Nerd Stalker. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Adolfo.
Thanks. What are you holding there? What's in your hand there? Can you hold that up for us?
So we have.
Let's see what
this is the invite that we sent out to people, and just for your customers. This is something that nobody has gotten, who hasn't come to the conference here.
Right.
This is valid for 5 users. So whoever
so good
gets
luck.
To it first.
Yeah.